And yeah, just so you guys remember too, I upload to YouTube after the stream. For the last 2 days, Facebook hasn't re-uploaded in HD, so that's really cool that they don't, work. But it goes in 1080p as soon as we're done, so that's nice. But anyway, so you can see we knocked out a lot of the work on these people, the HQ units. We're just going to go through and finish them up today, add some more colors, and then we're going to start on this guy. And the big banner dude. You can see I already applied the washes when I woke up first thing, so we weren't waiting on them. And then we have Krieg here. This big guy with the cigar in his hand as well. So we're just going to be doing the same method that we were yesterday. We're going to go back in too on this guy. Really treat the metal. Do a bunch of work on that. So it should be pretty chilled. So just knocking out all these before we actually get started with the rest of the units. So first thing first, I say that and then I just like blankly stare at my table. We're gonna do some of the like bronze gold highlights here, or not highlights. Geez, you can tell I haven't had all the coffee I normally have every day. So we're gonna do the this brush is shot. R.I.P. brush. We're gonna toss that bad boy, crack open a new one. Alright, so we're doing the accents, not highlights. I don't even know why I said highlights. I'm going to add a little bit of water. We're using Army Painter Weapon Bronze, but this is what I like to use for the base color for any golds that I do. Let me make sure I'm actually in frame here for you. We're going to get to work. So there is a lot of stuff in this commission. Just wanted to knock out first the people that aren't like going to be painted in huge waves. So there are some HQ units, things like that we'll be having to do. I think there's even some squats, some old school squats in the army I was seeing yesterday. I'll have to, so the client lives in Japan, so I can't really, if I message him right now, it's late at night, I believe. Because I know whenever we talk at night, it's like first thing in the morning for him. Oh man, this brush already has something wrong with it. Hold on. That's a brand new brush, man. What's going on with that? So yesterday was pretty cool. I got added to as an official affiliate to Stonemaier Games, the company that makes Scythe. The CEO and the creator of the game really liked that last commission I did, so they added me as an official vendor, suggested vendor, which is really cool. And then the guys at Army Painter, I've got a sponsorship deal going. They're going to send me some info back. Because I really only use Army Painter paint. I'm interested in grabbing some war colors for personal projects and then display level stuff, because I've really been checking out the paint and how it works. And I think they're putting out, or that guy, not they, it's just one dude. I think he's putting out a really good product, so I'd like to give it a shot. But, I know it takes weeks for delivery coming from Europe. So we're just knocking out these small details. Anything that's going to be gold. This dude I don't think has anything that's gold. Yeah. If you want to check out yesterday's stream, it's on the wall. Re-uploaded to YouTube. Last couple days, like I was saying, Facebook Live wasn't re-uploading in HD, so thanks a lot. And I can already see I have one loose hair on this brush as well. I haven't had many problems. Sorry, I haven't had many problems with these brushes, but when I do, it just seems to be like case by case basis. But I think it's because I just started using it and I started to knock out or like hit it back and forth a lot. So we're just doing the base layer here before we go into a wash. The wash we're going to apply is going to be a sepia wash onto the bronze, right? The weapon bronze, then that'll make it look really gold, and then we'll just highlight with a gold. And that'll be it. For a tabletop level commission like this, just two-step shading. Nothing crazy. And you can see too, we did the base color in GW Fang, the spray, the rattle can. So it's this color right here, that blue. Mostly because that's the majority color on these guys. That's gonna be bone colored, so we're doing this, all right. So the major color that we're going to see all over these is just going to be that blue-gray. And then the command guys are highlighted up in, not highlighted, but their accent color is red. And then the rest of the army's accent color is like a tannish yellow, kind of sandy color. And I can show you, some of these were painted already by the client. Here's like a base layer that they were doing, so you can see the colors pretty close. They didn't use the rattle can, and they did like that one layer on here of that color. But so just following that, so regular troops are going to have this tannish color, HQ highlighted in red, or accented in red, so... I need to figure out where I'm knocking this table, because I don't want the camera to shake on you. There we go. Okay. Moving on to the Tech Priest. Whoops. I'm trying to bite off that one rogue hair. There we go. I think I got it. Such a stickler when it comes to that stuff. Can't stand it. Water down that color a little bit more. There we go. And you can see we've already done a lot of weathering on this stuff, so I'm just sort of picking and choosing accents here. to break up the monotony. And then I still need to go back in and do highlights on everything, so with the different silver. So then some things will be untouched, really dirty. Some things will be picked out, like they're getting some action or whatever. So that's how we'll do it. Yeah, I think we just have a bad brush right now because this one, it's like every 5 minutes there's a hair coming loose from the center, and so it sticks out. But I mean, I burn through these brushes so fast, it's, you know, and it's not like I'm doing detail work, it's just more of a pet peeve at this point. I mean, I am doing detail work, but nothing insane that I need that perfect tip. Alright, so I think that's good for giving him some accents. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now all that's done. We'll go back in and wash it. Get all that pigment out of there. I can tell my camera's not in the usual place today because I keep bumping it. Yesterday was weird because I changed the height of my seat for the first time since I've been doing this, and I noticed it instantly. It was like driving me crazy. Let me move my phone over here too, because now I have people saying things, doing things, as usual. Wooly, he'll be done when he's done, and you'll see. Oh, sweet, my army painter stuff just shipped. That's cool. Alright. So, now I'm going to do the bone stuff. Because we're going to use the same shade. Oh, are you clogged on me? It's clogged on me. Alright. That's fine. So we're going to use the same shade, though, for the bone accents that we're going to be using on the gold. So we're going to do 2 birds, 1 stone situation. Probably going to have to do 2 layers on this, just to keep it kosher. So that'll be fine for layer 1. Let that dry. And then I'll water it down a little bit. We'll do the second layer on it. Let's see, I don't think he's going to have any... Yeah. He doesn't have anything for sure. We can do this. And we're just having to do the multiple highlights just because the blue obviously is a little bit harder to cover. This color. If it was a gray undertone, it'd be easier. I mean, this is technically a gray, but you get it. Oh, I wonder if they reply. Hold on 1 second, because I need to, once I finish this little Little dude. Alright, I need to check this email because I had asked them a question on the order information. And I'm wondering if they answered it in the order or the shipping notification. I'm assuming not, but yeah, they didn't answer anything. Alright, and hold on. I just realized I didn't finish. Okay. I just realized I didn't finish a PayPal transfer either. I got it to the final page. I want to make sure I do it before 9 a.m. because it can happen same day. And 9 a.m. is coming up really quick, so I just gotta... No, I just gotta make sure... There we go. 00, hit continue. Transfer my money. Do it. Thank you. Alright. And then give me one more second here. Obviously, I am not as ready to go this morning as I normally am. But who is ever ready, right? I gotta check my bank. To see if my last PayPal transfer has happened yet. I highly doubt it. They're really slow. My bank is at least. Oh, it did happen! Oh my god, it's a miracle. Alright, cool. Badass. So that's another... So that's 5. Okay, cool. Alright, so, I don't believe she has any bone anywhere. Okay. So I'm going to water this down a little bit. And that way I can apply it a little bit thicker. And it'll smooth out, and we'll get a nice, perfect coat. And there we go. And I can go ahead and start on these guys as well. I don't think he's going to have anything, though, that's bone colored. No. He is. It's always interesting painting models that you've sprayed a color other than, you know, black, white, or gray. Because they always seem kind of intimidating, like it's not going to look good until you get really close to the end. At least that's how I always feel. You just gotta have to be like, I hope this works. And you can tell too, I apply the paint so thin that it dries really fast for me immediately. But I've also worked with Army Painter for so long that, like, I know exactly how much, well, I don't think about it, right? It's like muscle memory, but I know how much to apply as for how fast it's going to dry. Alright, so let's knock out some washes, shall we? So I'm going to be using Vallejo Sepia. Whoop. That's Umber. Where are you at? Where are you at? It's right here. Oh, the cap wasn't closed all the way. Your boy just got... Oh my god. Well, alright, so that was cool. Not a lot came out, but... That could have been terrible. That's insane. I've never done that before. In all my years of painting, I've never had that happen. That's fucking wild. Oh, it's all in the cap now. That's alright. Well, that's exciting. Okay, so... Huh. So the wash, like, is not... I'll have to do that section twice. It wasn't actually pooling on there at all. That was really weird. Like, it's too small. So just applying the sepia tone to all the gold stuff. It's gonna give it a really warm shadow. Oh, looks like I lost my preview. Why you gotta do me like that, Facebook? What did I do to you, man? I'm just trying to stream. I just gotta have faith that eventually they will fix their streaming stuff. So hold on one second. So that way I'm not losing my mind here. There we go. Now we're back. Gosh, man. You can see this wash does really well on its own as long as you apply it correctly. And I usually apply it all like with the side of my brush, so. And of course I immediately lose the stream preview. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So let's see if it'll even load for me now. Pretty annoying. So now it's loading, but... Okay. Well, I mean... We'll see what I can do about that. I don't know. Either way, I'll still get your comments, but I'm just gonna have to give up on that. Going back over this because it wouldn't let us shade it the first time. It's kind of weird. Just checking everything we just hit with that tone. Oh, I forgot. Alright. My bad. I'm gonna ink her boots again one more time, just to knock that color down. Cool. Since I still have ink on the palette, I'm just gonna throw it around on some of this stuff. Just so we don't have anything go to waste here. Pretty much just doing line work on it. Wherever heavy shadow would be is all I'm doing. Oh yeah. I did almost forget a spot. There we go. I'm glad I picked this guy up. Reapply a second application here. Give it a little bit more body, a little bit more teeth. There we go. Everything else looks good though. Cool. Nice and easy. I'm gonna do a color comparison real quick on this. I may have to find a better color to use as well that gives me better coverage, because this is kind of like a layer paint. So I may have to make a quick run during lunch. I need to ship a commission out anyway. So that color is actually pretty close to what he wanted, but I'm gonna have to actually, I'll have to put that dude in my pocket and go to the paint shop. and then whip it out in the paint aisle like a complete weirdo. Sir, what are you doing? I'm looking for a color to match. Don't judge me. Actually, I need to find a color to match that as well, so I do need to go to the store. I just had 2 payments go through, so a little flush with cash at the moment, but of course I'm about to pay my bills as well today, so all that money's gonna disappear immediately. Gotta love that. Alright, we're gonna knock out these quick highlights. Yeah, this is a bad brush. So, what I'm doing is not insane. I'm not just like eating the brush. What you do with the... I mean, you could use scissors, I guess, but this is faster. But I pull the brush bristle through my teeth, and then as that last long, you know, it's the hair that's too long, it'll get caught, and then you just rip it out. Maybe it doesn't work. I think it works, but maybe I'm just insane and I've been biting brushes for a few years, but I'm pretty sure it's an effective method. So you can see those highlights are really quick. The wash that we applied is really good for those types of highlights. It's like just enough pigment to make a really big difference. And remember too, whenever I'm painting for contrast for these tabletop level commissions. So, you know, you're not painting for a lot of transition. You're just painting for good contrast. The rest of that guy needs to dry, so... Alright, so the big commissar here. I do need to find 0.4. So you can see I'm doing each individual little button. shading that scroll. I have a loaded brush, so the first brush strokes are always going to be the more intense with pigment, and then as I move along, it's going to keep working out of the brush, and then I just know it's kind of like I can shade or fade it out a little bit. It's a good technique to learn for really quick highlights that look good. There we go. Nice and easy. Yeah, Paul, this is all of these sculpts are like OG original sculpts. Nothing new. Including this like 80s, actually I mean it's just 90s, but the 90s female commissar. So I see that my stream looks like it's lagging. Let me know if it is lagging, and we'll see what we can do about it, but it looks like Facebook is having problems, not me. Yeah, it looks like Facebook's issue. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera, I realize, but since I've already started, I'm not going to reposition it all. Yeah. Looks like Live is having some problems today. But it's alright. I mean, everything will be fine because, like I was saying, I re-upload everything to YouTube afterwards. That's in 1080p, so you can see all of my mistakes in full-blown HD glory. So this is all still drying, but in the recesses, but the top bone parts are good. So that's what I'm going for. Now if I mess up, go too deep, then we're in trouble. It should be alright. Cool. Oh yeah. Back skull in here. There we go. He's finished. Now we can go back to updating the gold, since that's really the last thing to do on there. I also have no way to know how long I've been streaming like I normally do. Oh yeah, I do. 49 minutes? Okay. I can usually tell when I'm getting close to an hour. Alright. We're gonna use Vallejo for the gold highlight. Just because I can water it down a tad bit too. Good to me. Really just doing edge highlights with this gold. Keep the contrast pretty deep. There we go. Pretty quick process. Okay. Alright, so the only thing we haven't done is gone back in to do the silver highlights. So let's go ahead and knock out a couple of those. And then a lot of these guys will be finished, other than basing. Then we can move on to the last three that we're going to start off today as well. So we're going to do these highlights, and then I'll take my break that I always take every hour. Real quick. Now this weapon's called an Eviscerator, and I want it to look dirty, so I'm literally just doing edge highlights on the top. There we go. Sort of dry brushing with a wet brush. That's the best way to describe that. This Power Fist. Don't like this angle. Let's change that. There we go. I'm gonna water this down. Real thin. Doing the back edge of the weapon. There we go. Alright. I mean, he, for all intents and purposes, he is done. So he's finished. He needs, no, he needs some work. He's finished. Alright, the Tech Priest. We got some stuff to do on him. What's up, Mondo? So again, we're going to be leaving some parts dirty, some parts not on this guy because he has so much metal. That's going to be the best way to break it up. So you can see we're going for pretty stark differences there in the actual tone. On the bottom, it doesn't really matter, but I'll go ahead and knock some shit on there. This is a tabletop quality commission, so if you're looking at the bottom side of the model, you know, I don't know what you're looking for. So total, we have been working on these 5 models for 4 hours, and so for tabletop stuff, I usually like to keep it at about an hour per miniature, so we are right on track, timing-wise. I think he's looking pretty good. Let me look at him from a distance here. Yeah, he's looking fine. Alright, put him down. Put him down or I never will. Oh, I forgot these deals. Hold on. There we go. Clean the brush out because it's pretty loaded. Pretty loaded. Alright. Now his weapon is going to be done with gray edge highlights, so all the other details just black. Oop, bump the camera. So you can see the highlight on there is really nice. That's why I used that oily steel first. Because then when you hit it with the traditional silver, it looks really, really good. Check him again. I think it looks good. Alright, so pretty sure this should be the hour mark. Let me actually look. Hour and 7. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I will be right back. You can hang around if you want to. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. My lighter went dead, so I was trying to light a candle. So the lighter went dead, but I had another candle burning, so I had to use incense to light that. That was a process. Okay. So we're just gonna do base coats on this stuff. I'm not gonna mess with the clothing or anything, so we're just gonna start with the skin and all that. I'll probably only stream for another hour, and then I need to go do all of those errands. Then the afternoon stream, I can knock out more. Because hopefully I won't have to be individually mixing the colors that I was talking about. Doing these light base coats real quick, and then we'll go back on for a second coat. This model's so funny because he's so just like stocky, and then he has that big old cigar. Oops, got somewhere it shouldn't be. It's gonna be covered up though, it's fine. Alright, so let him dry for a second, then we'll move back to this dude. Do his final color, or coat. I need to figure out why the camera's shaking so much so often. And I think it's because my tables are connected. Yeah, so I'm assuming... Well, I know how to fix it, but I can't do it right now. Sorry. Because that means I need to change the way that my light box is set up. I will be getting a new backdrop for that light box. Probably tomorrow. A much bigger one so I can take pictures of vehicles and stuff. Right now it's 17 by 11. I'm going to get one made that's 32 by 20. So twice this, I mean, you know, literally twice the size. It's going to be really cool though. A nice blue to white gradient, then it'll have my logo printed on the background over and over. Kind of like media backdrops that you see. So no matter what, my images can never be stolen. Because I'll have that blurred out watermark physically in the background on the backdrop every time I take a photo. Not that I'm concerned about that, but that way if anyone shares the images, they'll see the logo and know the company name. Alright, just getting these nice even coats here. Bumping the camera. Bumping the camera. Go ahead and do the red base color. That dark red. This guy's power armor is going to be red instead of the tan color. Painting the banner is going to be really cool. There's so much detail on it. I haven't decided yet, like what, if I'm going to do metallics or what the idea will be, but it's going to look dope. So he has a power fist, but I'm not going to do it silver. I'm going to do it red, the same as his power armor. Alright, so that's all his power armor. Looking good, looking good. And then Krieg here has some power armor as well. Not a lot, but a little bit. There are some metal shavings I'm going to trim off here as well before we get too deep. Alright. So that's him. So, got those base colors on there. We could move on to metal. We could. Check my phone real quick, because it was going off on me. Okay. Alright. Let's get that really awful color oily steel out here. Water it down, of course, because it is shorty thick, as some of my friends would say. Shorty thick. Alright. This dude has a mechanical arm, which is pretty cool. Which is weird because you would think this like thing that he's holding, his little banner deal, whatever, wouldn't be as heavy as the giant weapon he's carrying with his normal arm. And I'm pretty sure this dude isn't like genetically modified, so he must be strong as hell. But Games Workshop, like, these older sculpts, it was just more about like how cool it looked. You know, the way that they do their stuff now, it makes much more sense. Like, they're not hand sculpting stuff. You know, they do the 3D rendering first, then they print the mold, you know, do all that, and then it allows them to get more realism. Things like that. I thought I brought that guy over here. I guess not. Okay, well. I had somebody else with a plasma weapon I was going to use as the reference for this. Since I'm not 100% familiar with how it should look. Since it has been years since I've touched anything 40K. Well, that's not true, but years since I've had exposure to like every type of weapon. I have a bunch of space orcs, and then I was working on that Nurgle Demon Prince, which I would like to finish at some point. I think I'll probably be able to knock him out once I get the cool technical paints that Army Painter just released, because it'll speed up my display level process, which is what he's going to be painted to. And then I'm just going to post them on Facebook and sell them in one of the 40K trade groups. Take the best offer and run. See, I'm not sure what parts I'm actually going to be painting metal on this, but I'll have to go back and look at that guy I was using as a reference for the plasma pistol gun. I don't know what this is. It looks too big for a pistol, because I know plasma pistols are pretty small. That thing looks huge, so do big old Krieg's here's guns and metal. Then we can do the bags and everything. He has a sword across his ass in the back. See, the difference with Games Workshop then and Games Workshop now, he has a sword behind him on his cloak. Now they would actually show the cloak in the back, because the 3D render would allow the cloak to rest back there. But their old school stuff, not so much. That's pretty much it for him, though, for metal. Pretty easy on him. Alright. Knock out all the pigment here that I have in this brush. We can do the skin wash. Easily. So let's do that. So we're going to use the Vallejo Flesh Wash. Krieg's ugly face. He does have hair as well. This Bruce Willis looking guy. I almost went full demonetization and called him a son of a bitch, but why not? We'll see what happens there. Alright, and this crazy dude. You can see too, by the way that I'm applying this, I'm making sure it pools correctly in all the areas that I want that shadow to land. There we go. Let that chill out. And you can see too, the wash dries super fast. It's already drying on Krieg's face. Really nice subtle effect. Grab some of this coffee. Alright, so today we finished. Well, this morning, this chick is done. This dude is done. Tech Priest is done. And you can see all the nice highlights that we did. All the weathering on it. He's finished. Cool Battle Priest is finished. Whoops. Pick him up. Commissar, Power Fist. Yeah, so all 5 of those. Technically, this guy's finished as well. I just need to do the base and then tone down the actual red that's on him as well. He's another HQ unit. And then I'll probably go after improving. So we're pretty much doing a repaint on the Yarrick, whatever. I already did his scenic base. So we'll fix that up and then we'll go through and repaint everything to make sense. The paint's not very thick on him, so that's why I'm not too worried, because I can just reapply a thin coat and then we'll fix him up. But otherwise, you can see that flesh wash is almost dry. I wanted that first run to go down to finish on his hand, because for whatever reason, the hand wasn't working correctly. I guess would be the best way to say that. We're going to use this strong tone. Nope, we're going to use this dark tone on the red power armor really quick to go ahead and do that so you guys can see that. The dark tone, now they advertise it now as like a super dark brown, but I just consider it a black whenever you apply it. But you'll see right here, we're just going to apply it to the power armor. And that way we can go in and do the 2-stage highlights on it. Call it done. And then obviously we need to do the cloth highlights and then the rest of the metal details, all that good stuff. Go ahead and start the metal weathering too, might as well because it's dry. Applying the wash pretty liberally. Getting the hidden power fist here. These little boot guards. This flask. And as with all shades that use the resin base, this isn't drying as drastic as it looks here in the application. Alright, that's that. Krieg's power armor. Throw it down on there with the metal as well. There we go. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the dark tone so we can do the... Thanks, Leslie. Do all the metal on this guy, this crazy dude right here. This is really just the first pass too. We're going to do multiple coats. Just like on the other ones. Have to be a little bit more careful here just because we do have the other details that have been painted. Scrolls and everything. But we don't have to worry too much. Whoa, there was like a chunk of something there. That was weird. So, super quick application, really heavy. As always, you want gravity to do the work, which means you have to apply enough. So that will happen. Alright. So those washes are drying. No, I don't use any Vallejo air. Alright, I'm going to do one more of the skin tones here on his hand because it didn't really do much the first pass. There we go. Because I want it to pool in the crack. There we go. Make sure all the skin looks good so far. We'll do a darker in the back there. Oh, what did I pick that up like that? Haha. Alright, well anyway. Okay. I don't. What, Jacob? What are you asking? Like just what paint I use, or the wash that we just applied. I use mostly Army Painter. The dark tone that we were applying is an Army Painter shade. So it's a resin shade. They also just released the clear resin, so you can make your own. I have some bottles of that being delivered as we speak. So the stuff on the power armor, all the weapons drying nicely. You can see the skin already is ready for their highlights, looking good. I guess I could tone down this guy's red. We'll do that real quick. So he can match, because I used a completely different highlight red, so that's why it's so much brighter. I used the scarlet color on it instead of the blood red like I used on the other stuff. If this doesn't work, then I'll just literally darken it down so much that we have to reapply it or repaint that highlight, but that's not a big deal because we're going to do the red highlights anyway over 100 more times on all the other miniatures. Well, no, that's not true. I lied, because we're not doing red on the rest of them. But anyway, so we'll let that darken up as well. I guess the next thing we could do that doesn't really matter is bags and stuff, so I'll get that raw sienna. Yeah, I don't even know if Vallejo Air makes inks. As far as I know, from what I've heard, people, I mean, you just use the same inks and you just run it through. Same situation with boots, bag, straps, leather, all of that. We use the same color. There's a little metal flash I need to cut off there. For those of you hanging out as well, this is a tabletop level commission. I offer 3 different levels, so this is the lowest, which is still higher than infamous Blue Table Paintings, $17 per miniature level 5, so they can suck it. But anyway, it was funny because I was talking about that yesterday, and then a friend of mine, we were having another conversation about him, because I guess he found some video, or there's a video of the owner where he's talking about how, like, it was pretty bad. He was saying that, like, no one else has accomplished that's alive today what I've accomplished. I don't know. It was the most conceited shit I've ever heard in my life. But anyway. So all the holsters, anything that's leather, boots, etc. get hit with this, and then we shade it down. This raw sienna color. My favorite color. Honestly, this is my favorite color besides the deep taupe that I use for base coats usually. These obviously are getting the Fang from Games Workshop. They're not getting my typical base coat color, but we already went over that. Just to save time. I may need my clippers to break this off. Nope, alright. And it chipped off the primer there, and it's totally fine because we're painting over it anyway, and no one's ever going to touch that. Sorry, bumping the camera. I just need to clip this. There we go. All right, so all those base colors are done. Oh, I guess I could do the cigar, right? Looks like that wash did tone that down just enough, so that's good. Let me check my time here. As if by magic, I knew it had been another hour. I'm starting to time my life out in hours here. It's pretty funny. Okay. So, I mean, I could go in and do the... Really, we're at the point to where we can start doing more washes, but whatever. We'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll call this morning stream because, like I said, I'm going to have to put a miniature in my pocket and go see if I can find the color I'm looking for. So... Get the OG sepia. Excuse me. That was obnoxious. Alright. Layer that on there. Nice and heavy. Normally I don't go back to highlight bags after the shade, but since Krieg is a character, I'll go back in and reapply a highlight of that raw sienna. So it really pops. There we go. This song sounds scary. Ooh. Spooky Halloween trap music, watch out. Alright, he's good. That's still wet, so we're going to have to chill on that for a second. Check my phone. Okay. So we're waiting on those washes to dry. Pretty much we are set until I go and grab those 2 colors. Then we can finish their base. I mean, yeah, they're going to be done in like 20 minutes of work, so knocked out 3 guys in 2 hours. Always ahead of schedule. Actually, no, we finished the other 5 and then almost finished these, so it's actually like an hour and a half, but so about 30 minutes each. Pretty good. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pop off today. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back at 2 p.m. for the afternoon stream. And always remember, too, I upload these back onto YouTube afterwards and republish them in case Facebook doesn't want to re-upload them in HD, so they'll be in 1080 for you. So thanks for hanging out. See you next time.